Hey everyone, welcome in. I actually don't have my stream loaded, do I? Where's my stream? In a hidden window behind many other windows. Hey Bar, there we go. Let's pop the chat out so I can see that. Ta-da! I'm computering. Whew. All right, we gotta go quick today because I have work to do. I need to open registration on my event up before midnight. And I mean, I'm mostly there, but yeah. Anyway, let's do this. Let's do this. Hey, Doug. Paused. Hey Tab, will Bar run out of fuel? I don't know. I don't know. Bar, obviously don't spoil it, but like, don't run out of fuel. Don't. Bear with me. Hold on. Let me... All right. Oh no, I forgot to plug in my keyboard. All right, bear with me a little bit longer. Let me get that out of here. I'm gonna mute my mic because it's gonna be loud and clacky. All right, that's plugged in. Crisis averted. What was I gonna do without my keyboard? I barely use it anyway. Gridwalk. Like I said, we gotta go through this kind of quick. We gotta tap up front this time around. Well done. Doug starting in 4th. Wow. Wow. All right. Nice full grid too. We got a lot of people today. Damn. Okay. Couple people we ain't seen in a minute. I do not know this livery. We'll see who it is. And of course, Happy Pappy. All right. Lots of people for Suzuka. I love Suzuka. So I'm good with it. I am good with it. Let's see where we're at with everyone's weights. And I've actually decided to change my system. I'm just going to put it up right here. Don't know why I wasn't doing that before. But there you are. Congratulations. I mean, not congratulations, but you're welcome. Doug is heaviest at 93%. Basically, the standings order. We'll go over that in a second, too. Supra just behind at 92%. Then Hair Razor, 91, Bar at 90, and 750 at 89%. Those are our top 5 in the season standings. Oh, these aren't the updated ones. Hang on. Let's make sure we get y'all the updated standings. There we go. Oops. It's all not fit to the screen. That's my fault. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. There's nothing wrong with starting in 4th. I was just a little surprised. That's all. So I believe Bar pointed out to me earlier that the race for 3rd has gotten a little bit further away, and yep, I see that. So Hairraiser's sitting with 253 points, and Bar is at 233 points. Hairraiser did finish over Bar last week, so got a little bit of a jump, but there's still time. There's still time. Still only a 20-point difference, and you know, maybe if Bar doesn't run out of fuel, he can make something happen here. I don't have a grid order. We just saw the grid anyway. Sitting there on the left for us as well. So in this race, we have got Tap, Bar in the Rothman's car, Hairraiser in 3rd in the Martini, Doug in 4th in the Octane, 750 in that DeWalt livery, and then Supra, who you can barely see from this camera angle. He's actually behind the Martini car in 6th. Jack Mia is who we haven't seen in a while. Well, I think it was here last week, or was it a week before? Anyway, we don't see him a lot, but Jack Mia's in 7th. Type R in 8th with that familiar Caterpillar livery. Tron Colby's in for the first time in a bit in the Adidas livery in 9th. Hobbsy, that's what it was. I was like, I don't know this person, but yeah. And Happy Pappy in 11th place. So 11 racers today. All right, let's go. Let's watch the race. Let's get it over with. Well, we're not gonna watch it from Happy Pappy's perspective at the start. Oh, wait a minute. Was 750 in, yes, Bar says 750 in reverse. Wow. So at the start, 750 immediately loses basically every position. It ends up in last place. Luckily doesn't lose the gap too much, but man, ends up, or doesn't lose the pack too much, but definitely lost 4 or 5 positions there, and so effectively is starting at the back of the race. Everyone's through turn 1 cleanly, which is what we like to see. Tap still leading with Bar just behind, and Hairraiser and Doug as they enter the S's. One of my favorite parts of this track, but also one of the hardest to master and be consistently quick at, especially this last corner here, this last S here rather. But everyone gets through it okay, and they're gonna head into the Degners. Degner 1, Degner 2. Well done, Tap, and he's already, I wouldn't call it a gap yet, but he's got more space behind him than the other cars. You can see Bar's got Hairraiser all over him, and Doug is right there looking to dive in and get a position. He gets to the inside of Hairraiser, actually, but he's got Supra right there trying to get a position as well, and I think that little wiggle gives Hairraiser the space to keep leading up as everyone heads up into Spoon now. Another favorite but very difficult part of this track. And look, I think Supra dove in on Doug at Spoon and made that pass. We can check it out again. Let's see what they've got going on here. They come out of the hairpin. Supra is following very closely. He's in Doug's slipstream. And yes, he gets the inside for the first part of Spoon. Jack Mia unfortunately ends up outside in some slippery stuff, but he's able to get back on track pretty okay. But anyway, that's Superboy over Doug, so a position taken there from 5th to 4th already. Becca getting started in 6th, and has gotten up to 4th place. And he'll go defensive into 130R. A little bit of nudging. Doug ends up outside of it in that slippery, dirty part of the track. Manages to get the braking right for the hairpin. This is not a hairpin, for the chicane. And he gets right back on Supra's bumper, I think. Gave him a little tap there too. Is that a message? I don't know. Bar and Hairraiser in each other's slipstream. Bar goes all the way up over by the wall to defend turn 1. and he is going to brake effectively and keep Hair Razor from taking the position. Hair Razor a little bit out of order there, or maybe that was lag because he looks fine coming out of the corner. Meanwhile, Tap is getting a little bit of a jump on everyone because the 4 drivers behind him are all caught up in battles with one another. The 6 drivers behind him are all caught up in battles behind one another. It's Type R and Jack Mia getting it in. Let's get rid of these race weights. Colby in 750. Happy Pappy is racing not quite alone. Hobbsy is there behind. But 750 has already made short work of those 2 and gotten up into 9th place. Oh, and just as I said he was doing well, he gets into the wall at Degner 2. Let's see what happened there. Bug on the bumper. Oh. Man, that sucks. He just, I think, too hard on the throttle. Got out outside of the corner. And ends up spinning it. So he gets passed up by Happy and Hobbsy there. And you can see him. He's got the car back up under him. Up front, Tap, doing good. Bar and Hair Razor not quite going at it anymore. Doug has gotten past Supra again. Maybe we can see that. Let's see if it didn't happen too long ago. Oh, I think this is where it happens. Up into the S's at the start of that lap. Supra just goes wide coming out of the S's. And I think maybe slow down a little bit too, because if you go too wide out there, you get stuck out there. And Doug had the momentum up the hill, takes the position, gets it in before they arrive at the Degner even. So well done to Doug there for that pass. Ooh, Jack Mia on Supra, a bit of a dive. I don't know. It was kind of sus. But let's play it back from inside the car. We can get into the mind of the driver. I think he just did not expect Type R to be braking there, or to brake so early. Maybe he missed his braking, but he dove inside to avoid hitting him. Ends up taking a position instead. 750, meanwhile, living kind of a lonely existence after having started the race in reverse, got up 2 positions and was battling for a 3rd position, and just ends up losing the back end of the car and spins it, ends up in the back again, this time with a much bigger gap to the cars ahead. Looks like, oh, maybe not as big. Half a second to Hobbsy. It looks bigger. It's way bigger than half a second, so that's definitely wrong. Sometimes the timing doesn't get it right. He's definitely several seconds, not several, but maybe 2 or 3 seconds behind. Meanwhile, Bosch still leads ahead of Hair Razor going down the front straight. Our top 5 aren't too far. Well, really, our top 7 aren't all too far from one another. Jack Mia's run away from Type R and is looking to get up on Superboy. Type R, however, is in trouble and has Trunk Obi all over him. Coming into the S's now, it's not easy to pass in the S's, and quite frankly, it's not recommended. Going through the S's is all about keeping your momentum, and you really can't do that and pass unless the opponent in front of you makes a really big mistake and just isn't in the racing line. But there's really only one fast line through the S's, and deviating from it to make a pass typically isn't worth it. And we don't see Sean Colby make any moves on Type R through there. In fact, he loses them a little through the S's, so Type R may be a little bit faster through them than Colby. But they are one of the better set of S's in motorsport, I think. To me. Not that I have experienced every single track out there. I just really like the Suzuka S's. Go on board with Colby as he follows Type R into Spoon. Nice late apex on the second corner there. And gets on the throttle. Not as quickly as Type R did, but wow. All the body lean through there. That was fun to watch. Just gonna follow him through this back straight into the famous 130R. Treacherous corner, I'm telling you. If you go too wide here and you end up in that that AstroTurf you saw on the right, it's just gonna suck you out and you'll stay out there, and it's very dirty and dusty out there. There's no racing, and so it makes braking for the upcoming chicane even harder. You know what we should do? We should go on board with somebody for a lap around. And you know what? I'm gonna actually go back, just because Tap just crossed the finish line. So on board with Tap. Start finish. We're going into turn 1 here at the famous Suzuka big grandstands to the left of the current turn there. It's kind of almost a double apex, more like a kink to an apex. Anyway, it's a weird turn and it's very hard to master, but once you do, it always feels great. And here we go into those S's that I talked about. Tap doing a fantastic job keeping his momentum, not tapping the brakes, making sure to late apex every S. Really nice line through there, actually. And then up through the final S into this long left-hander, which I think has a name, but I don't remember what it is. Boom, into Degner 1, 2 treacherous, not quite twin corners. Downhill braking into Degner 2, and then you got to be careful not to go wide out on the outside because it's death. You either spin or you hit the wall. Now down into the hairpin, almost perfect on the brakes. Damn, Tap, you killing them. Teach me, shit. Nice job through the hairpin. I hope I'm not missing any good fights behind this. And we go into Spoon, another set of famous corners. Again, very, very difficult. And if you mess it up and end up out there, woe is you. But you can get back on track. You just make sure you try to get back on as perpendicular as you can. Now, the back straight, not quite straight. There is a kink, but you pretty much straighten it out the way Tap just did there. Touch the wall on the left, and then 130R, that hard corner I talked about. And hard on the brakes for the final chicane to finish up a lap. Ferris wheel over to the left. And that is a lap around Suzuka, famous Japanese racetrack. Been holding the Formula One Grand Prix, I think, since the 70s or 80s. I think he used to alternate with Fuji. I'm not sure what their arrangement is now, if they still alternate every year or what. But let's go through our order. Let's make sure that nothing's changed. If something has changed, we got to go back and watch it. Hair Razor is now in trouble, looking at Doug right behind him. So Doug's run away from Supra, looking for a position from Hair Razor, which is left bar to his own devices, which is nice. Superboy getting pressure from Jack Mia. That explains why he's not all over Doug. Ooh, Jack disrupting him through the S's, doing a great job doing that. Just fighting him every step of the way. I like this battle. I might stay with it for a little bit. But hold on, I'm gonna check on Type R. Type R and Colby still going at it. 750 has gotten past Hobbsy and Happy Pappy again. And Hobbsy and Happy Pappy have switched spots. No, they switched spots a long time ago. But let's go here. Oh no, super into the wall at Degner. Oh, this is what I talked about. That's what I said. That's what I said. Don't do that. But hey, Jack Mia has been really busy behind him. It doesn't surprise me that he eventually made a mistake. He goes out wide at Degner and boom, hits that wall. Like I said, you either hit the wall or that AstroTurf on the left-hand side spins you into the wall on the right. And Supra lucky to come out of it still facing the right direction. There's no damage in this series, so he's able to carry on and isn't that far from Jack Mia, but I think Jack Mia might have pace on him. So yeah, it's not literally that far, but it might feel, you know, might as well be a mile to Supra if he's not as fast as Jack Mia. Meanwhile, Type R and Tron still doing their thing. How's Hair Razor doing up against Doug? Holding his own still. You've been working on braking since Monza. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. If I recall correctly, you had some moments at Monza, didn't you? In the first chicane. So Jack Mia's made his way up into 5th place. That's several positions up from where he started. So good job to Jack there. Type R is still holding his own against Colby, though. I mean, I don't know what fuel is going to look like by the end of this. I think we'll probably be okay on fuel. We're already 11 minutes in, and 15 minutes is the halfway mark, and these drivers are nowhere near halfway through their fuel. But if this were a longer race, or if fuel were more scarce, I would say that Trone was saving fuel behind Type R, just short shifting. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think that he needs to worry about fuel in this race. I think he's just not able to make the pass. Meanwhile, Doug is still chasing Hairraiser, and they've got Bar just ahead as well, so Bar's not... I was just thinking to myself, Hairraiser better not hit the wall. So, we'll watch that back. I guess this battle just ended. Maybe, actually. Here they go through Degner 1, and then Doug into Degner 2, and he's out wide. He just grazes the wall, but he gets kind of lucky. He gets a love tap from Doug, but I think Doug's going to go ahead. In fact, Hairraiser's going to let him. So Hairraiser loses a position there, but again, like Superboy, does not end up losing a ton of time. Just unfortunately loses a position there. Let's see, is Super any closer to Jack? Doesn't really look like it. Hey Takao, how are you? So Super not able to catch Jack Mia after his touch with the wall. Now Doug is going to start working on catching Bar. Let's see what the gap is now so we can keep an eye on it. Well, I don't know that we can trust the times, but let's pretend we can. Looks like 2.7 seconds from Bar to Doug. So if we can remember that. Yeah, that looks about right, 2.7. If we can remember that, then we can track Doug's progress, getting closer to him. Let's see, anything exciting going on elsewhere? Yeah, Jack Mia down to 8th place is exciting. How did that happen? He was just in 5th. Oh, he goes out wide, goes wide and Spoon. This is what I was talking about. You don't, Spoon will kill you. He went out wide on the outside of Spoon, in fact, on the second corner. So here's the first turn. Does that pretty well, actually. He's just kind of drifting through the corner, and the car snaps back on him when he finally gets grip, but he was still steering to the right, and so he went right. It steered right on him as soon as he caught grip. Man, just bad luck. It looked like he was going to make it, actually. Can we see that from another view? I just like watching it. Ugly. And so Super gets his position back. Strong, Colby, and Type R pass. Jack Mia patiently waiting to get back on track there. Gotta appreciate that. Just making sure he does a safe return to track. Doesn't want to ruin anyone else's race. But Jack Mia started in 8th, I believe, and now finds himself right back there after a good 6 laps of racing. A good 12 minutes of some fantastic racing and some good overtakes, and loses it all. Man, unlucky. Bar says, I need to have cars between me and Razor. Well, you do, and Hairraiser just made a mistake in the turn 1, it looks like. So you had a Doug in between you, and now you have Hairraiser going out wide in turn 1. What happened there? Just wide from the kink. Lucky not to spin it. It's very easy to spin and be in completely the wrong direction when that happens to you, but Hellraiser able to get back on. Jack Mia is going to go ahead and pit and try to maybe get some fast laps out of traffic here, so he tries to undercut everyone. He's going to pit a little bit early. 750 also comes in, though. Maybe looking to do the same thing. These two would like to make up some time without having to battle anybody, and I understand that. So pit now, get out with nobody around you, and you can just put together your absolute fastest laps and hope that maybe you get positions or even get closer when everyone else has to pit. It's not a bad strategy when you're starting to have a bad race, but you know you have pace. I was not trying to right now, and I tried to find a way out of it, but it was too late. I was already in the sentence. I was already in it. In the thick of it. Tap! Still way out front. What's this gap to Bar? It's got to be crazy. 3.5 seconds. Not crazy, but it looks crazy because Suzuka's so big and technical towards the start. It just looks like he's on all these frames by himself. Bar, meanwhile, is not safe. I think Doug is closer. It was 2.7 seconds last time we checked. Yes. It's now a 1.1 second gap between Bar to Doug. So Doug has already halved that gap. My bad. I didn't mean to give y'all a seizure there. Now 750, or Type R rather, has lost Sean Colby a bit, so he's got breathing room again. Happy Pappy has Hobbsy behind him again. So something happened to Hobbsy and has let Happy Pappy back up front, but Hobbsy looking to get something in there. Hellraiser is in the pits. So our third glitch driver is going to pit right now. We're about at the halfway mark, so probably see other people pitting soon as well. Yep, Doug and Super both are in as well. And, well, Hobbsy just made the pass on Happy, and it must have been smooth as hell, because I didn't even really notice it. Okay. Yeah, you got to run on him in the back straight, coming up to 130R. I was like, how did I not see the pass? I'm literally watching the screen. Yo, yeah, got it done before they even got to 130R. Just had a better run out of the corner. And so that put Hobbsy back up in the 8th place. Meanwhile, most of our leaders are in. Tap and Bar stayed out. But Hellraiser, Superboy, Doug all came in, and they're going to come out. Well, Hellraiser and Doug come out ahead of traffic. I think Superboy came out behind traffic. Yep, he came out behind Happy Pappy and Hobbsy. So a really bad place for Super, as he's going to have to make these passes. It's going to slow him down to make them cleanly. And obviously he wants to chase. He wants to catch back up to Hellraiser and Doug. Oh, wait, no, that's correct. Sorry, I was like, how did Hellraiser get behind Doug? I remember that happening. Now, Sean Colby and Type R have not pitted, so it says that they're 3rd and 4th here, but they are actually down somewhere below. Tap and Bar are in 1st and 2nd and haven't pitted either. I don't expect them to lose their positions when they pit, though, because everyone that was just behind them pitted. Now, of course, if Type R and Sean Colby don't pit behind them, they might pass them, but again, that's not really going to be for position. Sean Colby into Spoon, makes a pass. It looks like Type R has got momentum out of Spoon, though, in the 130R, sorry, into the back straight into 130R. I don't think he has enough to take the corner from him, though, and he doesn't. He's just going to be on the outside of him. He looks for a cutback. Doesn't get it. Hard to get it at 130R. But that's Sean Colby with the pass. Let's go back and see it from the start. I just wanted to see how it would materialize. So, bug on the bumper. Sean Colby. Oh, Type R messed up his braking. That's what happened. I think Type R was starting to go straight. Hold on. Let's see this from Type R's perspective. Let's see if we can tell what happened to him. Oh yeah, he severely understeers in the first part. He's lucky enough to get it stopped before he goes out wide, but that let Tron Colby get right up underneath him. He does get a better run than Tron out of Spoon though, but it's not going to be enough to get him before the end of the straight and into 130R. And so Tron is going to have the outside there. Type R heads up, slows down a little bit earlier to make sure that he doesn't get trapped on the outside, and he comes in after Tron. These two might pit now. Tap and Bar, our leaders, are in. Now Doug and Hairraiser pitted before them. They're coming up to the final chicane here, but I think Tap and Bar are going to get out quickly enough. Tap with a splash of fuel. Bar also with a splash of fuel. And yes, Type R and Tron both come in. Here comes Bar coming out ahead of Doug. How close is Doug going to get here? Not that close. It looks like this battle is about the same as it was before. I'm going to wait for them to cross the sector marker after the S's, and we'll take a look and see what the gap is between Doug and Bar. It was 1.1 seconds or thereabout before Doug pitted. Alright, there's the sector time. Bar to Doug, 1.4 seconds, so not too much time lost. Meanwhile, Tron Colby is ahead of Superboy. And Type R is behind Happy Pappy. What happened? These two both pitted together. Tron and Type R. Ah, they just come out in traffic. That's what it is. So, Tron comes out ahead of Superboy. Looks like he took a little less fuel than most people did. Comes out ahead of Superboy and Happy Pappy. Type R comes out behind them. So, puts two cars between himself and the person he just passed, which is nice job by Tron there. Or I guess luck. I'm sure he didn't time it like that, but sometimes luck favors you. Jack Mia, meanwhile, still racing alone. So exactly what he wanted to do was get some fast laps alone. Unfortunately, it hasn't really helped him out. I think everyone is pitted at this point, and he's still sitting in 8th place. Well, Happy Pappy hasn't pitted, actually, so he may pick up that position. I wondered, because he should have been in 8th, not 9th. Okay, so Happy Pappy will have to pit. Jack Mia will take that position, but he doesn't really, he doesn't get into contention for 7th or anything like that. It doesn't look like anybody. Well, I was about to say it doesn't look like anybody's fighting, but Superboy is chasing Tron Colby down. Remember, Tron just came out of the pits just ahead of Superboy and Happy Pappy. Looks like Type R has already made short work of Happy Pappy. But now Super is trying to get this position back from Tron. He goes on the inside through the final chicane, blows it, goes completely wide, and misses it there. Let's go back so we can get a better angle of that. This is 130R. And so he's on the inside, and he brakes very, very late for the chicane, goes straight through, and hits the tire barrier. And that's going to let Tron go on. And now you got Type R right here looking to see if he can capitalize on this mistake that was made. Supra looking to break the slipstream and not let Type R get anything on him. Type R gets closer anyway. Will he be close enough to make a move into turn 1? He says no. He chooses not to. He takes a tighter line though and ends up right back on Supra's bumper for the S's. So Supra lucky not to lose a position with what happened there, but unfortunately loses a lot to Tron Colby. That gives Tron 5th place, uncontested right now. Hairraiser in 4th. Doug still in third place, looking to catch Bar, and I don't know if he's closer, but we can find out. Not really. Still says about 1.4 seconds to Bar, and that looks about right. So Doug not able to get higher than third place right now. Bar not able to get higher than second. Tap's been leading this race since the start. And there are 9 minutes left in it. Superboy looks like he's shaking Type R for the moment, at least. Happy Pappy, meanwhile, still has not gone into the pits. Not sure why he's holding on to them old tires, but he still hasn't gone in. 750 is in ninth. So what happened to Jack Mia? It looks like we lost Jack Mia. Okay, so Jack Mia disconnected. 750 moves up into ninth. As a result, Hobbsy is in 10th. Tap has got the fastest lap. It's a 2:04.7. Just laid that down. The car should get even faster as it gets lighter. These tires aren't worn yet, so we might see something faster than a 2:04.7. Well, that can't be right because it says, oh, that would be Bar's outlap. Never mind. Never mind. Happy Pappy finally in the pits. And yeah, Supra has definitely left Type R behind, so Type R not able to capitalize on Supra's mistake in the chicane, and unfortunately has lost his chance now at 6th place for the time being. 750 is struggling. This obviously won't be good for the championship situation, as he is fighting for championship contention. Did I just hear somebody's tires? Am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. Okay. I looked away for half a second and I heard lots of tires. I said, who spun? What happened? I'm sorry. What I was trying to say about 750 and this being down in 8th place is that 750 is in a fight for 4th place in the championship with Bar. Actually, I'm not gonna pull that up now. Oh, yeah, why not? I'll pull it up now so you guys can see what I'm talking about as well. And then I'll go back to the racing, I promise. But Type R, oh my god, sorry. 750, he's got 220 points behind Bar, who's got 233 points, and Bar is up in 2nd place in this race right now, while 750 is way down in 8th. So, like I said, championship implications here. Not that he's fighting for leading the championship or winning it, but fighting for a high position in it, nonetheless. Nonetheless, she says. So it's not looking good for 750 right now. Of course, there's still race 2. But race 1, not looking great. 4.5 minutes left. 5.5 minutes. Doug still isn't able to catch up to Bar. Bar, how much gas you got? You look alright. You look alright. You have a little less than the people around you, which makes me nervous. But you look alright. Supra has caught back up to Tron and is looking to see if he can get 5th place back and at least get a top 5 finish in this race. As usual, he has got more than enough fuel in that car to battle it out and finish it up. 750 Also with a ton of fuel in his car. Tap is behind 750 on points. Ah, nice. Okay. Yeah, that's... Yeah, big implications. Bro. I love this camera angle where you can see that elevation change in the hairpin, because you don't really see it as a driver. Like, it's as someone playing the game, you don't really see that elevation change from your perspective, but that camera angle makes it quite apparent that as you are going through the hairpin, you're also going uphill a little bit. Video games don't capture elevation change very well in general. Like, I don't know of any racing game that captures it well. Everything looks a little flatter than it is. I'm reminded of that when I go to hilly racetracks. Like, I was at Road Atlanta yesterday for Petite, and I haven't been a Petite since 2015. It's just been a while since I've been there in person. And man, Road Atlanta is literally like just climbing a mountain and then going back down it. I mean, it's a huge amount of elevation change at pretty much every corner. But when you play it on like Forza or something like that, it's not flat for sure, but the elevation changes aren't nearly as dramatic. Not nearly as dramatic as they are when you actually go there. Well, I don't want to say that the top three is cemented, but we are nearing the end of this race, and it seems like the gaps between these three haven't really changed much. It seems like everyone is on their pace. So take that, do with that what you will. How about that? Hairraiser down in fourth. We haven't really heard much from him since he went wide in turn one several laps ago. There's not much that he can give right now. He's pretty far away from the next racer up, Doug. That's Doug, that tiny speck up there that you can see navigating the S's up ahead of us. How's Sean doing? Still holding his own against the Superboy. He knows he's only got to hold on for another 2 minutes or so. And I hope he's able to, but that's our only fight on the track right now. Ooh, Happy Pappy is very low on fuel, so he pitted super late. And also, he's got enough fuel though. So, just pitted super late, took less fuel. I know Superboy is probably pretty desperate to get this position. The 30-minute mark is going to hit before the end of this lap, so this is effectively their final lap, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not even sure. Well, it looks like Tap will cross the line before the 30-minute mark hits. But I think these two are going to be shown the checkered flag when they get there. We'll see. That's Tap up there on the top right, crossing the start-finish line right now to start his final lap. As will Bar, Doug, and Hairraiser, maybe. Yes, Hairraiser as well. Here is Superboy making that same move into the chicane again, and this time it actually sticks. I thought I saw some brake dust there from someone. I don't know if that was Tron. Yep, that was Chon locking him up into the chicane. And he has to wait and let, or I don't know if he has to, but he chooses to wait and let Superboy make that turn inside. Yeah. Very, very polite of Sean Colby there. I'm not sure why he gave it up so easily. But he does. And these two do take the checker flag, so that was their last lap. Like I said, Tap, Bar, and Doug will continue racing, though, as I said, I think their positions are pretty much cemented, short of someone making a huge mistake in this final lap. But everyone should be able to take it easy and just take the car home. Behind them, Superboy got the position above Tron Colby in the very last chance. Well, not the last chance, but probably the last real chance to do it into the chicane. Type R finishes in 7th, 750, way down to 8th. Hobbsy's in 9th, and Happy Pappy is going to take the checker flag for 10th in just a couple corners here. Up front, Tap Alone, Bar, Doug, Hair Razor. There's that angle at the hairpin I was talking about. They're a little bit more than halfway through the lap. Tap is on the back straight, heading into the last few corners, 130R, and then the final chicane. Goes purple in that sector as he does it. Will it be a purple lap? And yes, will Bar run out of fuel? Who knows? Who knows? Let's see if Tap makes the whole lap purple here. He does. Beats his best time by 35 thousandths. And Bar crosses the line under his own power, not controlled by the AI. Well done. For second place, Doug in third. And Hair Razor just took the checker for fourth place. Ta-da! That's race 1. That is race 1. Bar, have you sent the things? Not yet, but we'll take our intermission and we'll get the things up. All right, I'm back, and well, we see how that race ended there. Tap up front, Bar in second. Congratulations, and Doug in third. It's time to start race 2, though. Let's do that. First, we'll take a look at our race weights. Tap at 93% for this one, as he won the last one. Bar at 92, Doug at 91, Razor at 90%, and then Super at 89% as he earned it with that last minute jump to 5th place. All right, let's press play. Let's get rid of these weights. Oh, I did that wrong. Hey, then smooth out. Smooth it out right here. I've got to change that tip announcement. Race 2. We begin. It's reverse grid from how we finished the last race. It's going to be a scary proposition for Happy Pappy and Hobbsy. As we saw, they didn't really have the strongest grasp of the track. Now 750 though might spin to win it here, as he starts in 3rd place, and he definitely needs the points for this championship fight between, well, himself and Tap and himself and Bar. Oh, come on, come back in front. They're off. Happy Pappy's already challenged for supremacy in turn 1, and he gets passed by 3 drivers. Meanwhile, Supra has a mistake behind him and pays for it later on down the line. Let's see this from behind Supra's car. A little bit of a tap on Type R there. That's why goes wide, touches the grass to the left, and that almost spins him. And then he's leaning on Hair Razor, who leans back. I mean, what could he do besides lean back? Let's watch that again. Pushes Hair Razor into the grass. Hair Razor pushes back, and that's how Super ends up in very last place when he was trying to contend for something in the top 4. And 750's off! 750 with the hugest chance in the race goes off in the S's. He is 3 wide into turn 1 already, following Hobbsy through for a pass on Happy Pappy there. And it looks like he's about to pass Hobbsy as well. Just took a tighter line into turn 1. He's ahead of him for the first part of the S's, but ends up wide, and he's in the grass. And that is going to put him in last place now. So 750 just having a really bad time at Suzuka. There's Type R for a pass over Hobbsy. Where was Type R in all of this? It looks like maybe he really got to benefit from it. Yes, he had passed Happy Pappy in turn 1, so he's behind 750 and Hobbsy here. 750 goes off, and that gives him a chance at Hobbsy. Did anything else happen behind? Man, the drama. Hair Razor's still ahead of Doug, who's still ahead of Bar, who's still ahead of Tap. So no drama there. Sean Colby is in 8th place, though. I mean, we're just going to go back. Let's see what happens to everyone. Sean starts the race in 5th place, so that's a big fall from grace. Here we go again. More rhymes. More rhymes. I don't even mean to do it. I don't even mean to do it. Sean stays outside in turn 1, just trying to stay out of trouble. I would argue that being on the outside of turn 1 at the start is where you get into trouble. And he ends up just pausing for a very long time and letting everyone go through. So that explains how he fell from 5th place all the way down to 10th in one corner. That all happened to him there. Meanwhile, our race winner from last race, Tap, is trying to see if he can follow Bar through the field here. Maybe I don't have to fight you, Bar, if I can just follow you through the field. Doug and Hair Razor are up front though, and those are very good racers. They're not going to be easy to cut through. And Tap dives to the inside of the first Degner and also the second Degner. He's going to be alongside Bar here, but Bar is going to have track position for the hairpin. And does, and he gets out ahead of Tap. Tap has no choice but to stay behind him, so Tap already looking to make that pass and get in there. Meanwhile, behind him, Tron Colby and Superboy still there. In fact, Tron probably going to be in trouble from Superboy. He has some pace around here. Just had a hard time in turn 1. Go back to my driver helmet cam view. Thank you. Ooh, a lot going on up front as the leaders try to pass Hobbsy, who would ended up in second place, but just doesn't do a good job through Spoon and ends up losing 3 positions there. So now Hobbsy's just in front of Bar. And now Bar's got to try to make a pass on him. Hair Razor's out wide at 130R. And is he going to be okay in the braking for the hairpin? Not really. Slides into Happy Pappy. But Happy Pappy there to be his brakes. Meanwhile, Bar is making a pass on Hobbsy. It's getting very crowded very quickly, but these are the effects of reverse grid. It gets pretty fun to watch everyone try to run from the back and pass the drivers who are in the front of the race now. Bar through on Hobbsy. Oh, but gets pushed out wide in turn 1, as does Tron Colby. Bar, though, doesn't spin. He ends up back in the pack. He's just behind Tap now. So it doesn't lose too badly, though. Superboy is through. We might have to watch that all the way back again, because what? I guess we'll watch it from Tron Colby's camera. There's Tap getting hit wide by Hobbsy. Maybe watching it from Tron's wasn't a good idea. Let's watch it from somebody who doesn't get fucked. Even Happy Pappy having trouble up front. Supra has trouble. Hobbsy has trouble. Everybody had trouble with turn 1 there. It is hard to go through it with a lot of people, and I would imagine that almost everybody braked late. Yeah, a lot of people braked really late. I think Hair Razor's the only one who takes that correctly. And so everyone kind of out of sorts trying to get through it. Turn 1 is tricky. Turn 1 is very tricky. It's downhill. You start with a kink that you do slow down for. And then all of a sudden you're having to brake for a full turn. And there's a lot going on there. And if you brake too late, then you've added a whole new element of disturbing the car, disturbing your chassis. And again, we are on racing soft tires on these cars that are on their stock street suspension. So they're going to move around a lot. They're going to transfer a lot of weight on under braking and turning. So turn 1 is really not the place that you want to get it wrong in these cars. We saw a lot of people oversteering through it. Happy Pappy not having a good time since Degner there. I'm trying to get to Happy Pappy with this camera. There we go. Won't let me. So Happy's under attack at Degner by Bar. Hang on, I just rewound to make it confusing for you. Just got passed by Tap there. Now here's Bar up the inside, also looking to make a move. Happy Pappy tries to squeeze him, and he ends up getting squeezed out wide there. That brings Hobbsy into play. He obviously doesn't want Hobbsy to have a position, and I think he got touched there by Hobbsy. Does he get touched as they enter the kink? Let's try to watch from Hobbsy's view. Does he touch Happy Pappy? No. Happy Pappy just braked randomly. That was a bad place to brake. Yeah, he just, watch this. There's a little bit of a kink just before the hairpin. And if you're going to brake there, it has to be a graze. Otherwise, you do stuff like this. You lose the car because you have to make that kink. You have to lift for it. And it is tempting to start braking for the hairpin early there, because if you brake too late, you're going to miss the hairpin. But if you start braking at that kink, it has to be just a drag brake. You can't slam on them. You will disturb the car too much, and you'll do exactly what Happy Pappy did. So, Type R still up front. This was so much action that I'm even confused about how everyone got wherever they are. This was a lot. Type R is still up front. Doug is still ahead of Hairraiser. No, Doug has gotten ahead of Hairraiser. No idea when that happened, but a lot happened. Superboy is in the fight here, though, looking to get 3rd place from Hairraiser. Tap, meanwhile, is up into 5th place. Bar in 6th, Hobbsy 7th, Tron Colby down to 8th place. Well, actually, he was down in the 10th before, got up a couple of positions, and then spun in turn 1. Happy Pappy's in 9th, and 750's racing all alone after that huge spin at the start of the race. Tap, I went wide, then spun. Yeah, I missed that. Already fallen off once, missed it. Yeah, there was a lot going on. There was a lot. I was like, how many times can I rewind? Everyone died at some point. Hopefully, for the next 15 minutes, y'all keep it manageable, because I can only manage to see a couple things at a time. Supra and Tap using as much of the track as is available there. Maybe a little bit more even. Ooh, Supra over Hairraiser, and Doug is out. Oh God, why do y'all insist on doing things at the same time? That's my problem. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to y'all. Why do y'all keep doing things at the same time? Why? Doug, why would you fall off at the same time that Superboy's making the pass? How am I supposed to commentate on both? I made my life so difficult. Women have to do everything. This is the patriarchy at work. That's what this is. Now, fly on Supra's bumper. We are coming into the hairpin. We brake. Hairraiser messes up his braking somehow. I'm not really sure what happened there. Let's maybe look from Hairraiser's perspective. Maybe he didn't want to hit Doug or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, he does tap Doug, and he's waiting for Doug to let him keep the position, and Supra makes the pass on while Hairraiser is ghosted. You gotta make a rule against that. You gotta treat cars like they're not ghosted. But Doug, meanwhile, still messes up. Gets out wide. That part's not his fault. But he gets here, and he goes wide again. Gets a tire, gets a wheel into the grass, and that nearly spins him. So now Doug falls off from 2nd place down into 4th. And I see Hairraiser up there. I know he's angry, and I'm sure he wants that position back from Supra. But Doug won't be in that fight, because now Doug's got to worry about Tap being behind him. Pass was made because I fell off. Okay. You fell off and made a pass on Hairraiser? This top 5 is very, very tight, and they've got a huge gap to the cars behind them. Tron Colby in 6th. Is way behind. Bar is still down in 7th place. Probably fell off and I missed it. Yeah, definitely fell off and I missed it because Bar had gotten through a lot of the field from what I recall. Hobbsy and Happy Pappy are down back in the back where they were for the first race. Happy Pappy wide in the chicane. You see him just recovering there. And 750 is going to be racing all alone way, way, way in the back. Oh, it looks like Supra is starting to challenge for 1st place. He is the race 2 1st place king, as we all know. 1st or 2nd usually for Supra in race 2, and He is trying to make that happen here, but he's got Hair Razor right there as well, waiting to capitalize on a mistake, or maybe just follow through. If he's able to take Type R, maybe he'll make a gap big enough for Hair Razor to also come with him. Doug and Tap, meanwhile, back here fighting. Doug looking desperate to put a car in between himself and Tap. It's the only reason I can think of that he would try to make a move on Hair Razor there. Just maybe looking to get Tap off his back. But everyone's still tight. Supra not able to make a move on Type R into the hairpin. Hair Razor holds on to his position as well. And the top five is lit. Supra around the outside in Spoon. I don't think that's going to work. That has never worked in the history of Spoon working. And yes, Type R able to take a tighter line through the final corner of Spoon and get a better run through the straight than Supra. Supra, though, says, I have pace. Let me by. Let me by. Type R is still defending hard. We've seen this before. Type R is able to defend pretty hard in these second races here. Sometimes makes something work for himself. Oh no, messes up in the chicane, and he's gonna lose momentum. But he's still got track position. These cars still can't make their way around him, and so he keeps first place. But now he's got Supra and Hair Razor side by side, both touching either side of his bumper, just trying to see what they can make happen here. Everyone breaks hard into turn one. Ooh, Type R is sandwiched. It's not fair. It's not fair, Type R. I know it's not fair, and that makes him go wide, and that lets both Supra and Doug go through. Hair Razor not able to go through, but Type R loses a position there in turn one, and Doug not getting into the S's very well. Also making mistakes. Hair Razor out in the grass. Doug manages to recover, keeps his position, but that has slowed him down enough to let Supra actually get a bit of a gap to everyone. Do we need to go back and watch everything that just happened there? That was a lot. Tap. Where's Tap? Oh my gosh. Tap. What? Ugh. That's in the chicane. Tap's out. Yeah, that was a okay. I guess we did need to go back to see everything that happened. Why don't we do this? It's still happening even back here. All right. From Tap's bumper, back straight. You got Doug behind. He's fourth place behind Hair Razor. They go into 130R. Tap out wide. Can't really blame him. We couldn't see around Hair Razor there. Well, I don't know what camera angle you use, but if it was this one, I know you couldn't see around Hair Razor for the turn in. You see up front a lot going on in the chicane, and Tap ends up getting spun in the chicane and now loses out on this battle. Gets passed by both Trone and Bar. Doesn't look like Hobbs is close enough to do anything. But here's that turn one incident with Supra going out wide on Type R. I want to, you know, let's watch this from Supra's perspective. This is when he was side by side with Hair Razor behind Type R. And so Supra is wide, breaks a little bit later than Type R actually. I don't know that he was even really looking to make a move there, but Type R braked a little bit early for the corner. Supra able to maintain momentum and go around the outside, and of course we saw Doug go through behind him, and now Doug makes a mistake in the S's. You know what, I'm looking at the rearview mirror. Maybe you guys don't know that I'm doing that, so let's go back real quick. Let's watch Doug make his mistake, just so I can illustrate my point. Now Doug's got to slow down and get back online, and that lets Supra start to run away from these three behind him rather, because Tap's gone. But Supra manages to maintain, or Doug manages to maintain his position through the S's. Who's that with the penalty there? Hair Razor? Hair Razor with a little bit of penalty. Hair Razor's gotten a lot of penalties so far in this race, or on this track, so maybe just having a little bit of trouble with the track limits there. But if you recall, being ghosted cost him a pass at the start of this race. And that person who passed him is now up front. Superboy, Trone, 5th place, Bar in 6th, Tap way down in 7th after spinning. Hobbsy is still in 8th place. Now 750 has gotten past Happy Pappy. He still has a whole long way to go. He's just getting through the second Degner. Meanwhile, Hobbsy ahead of him just got through the hairpin. Now Hair Razor is all over the back of Doug and actually gets a nice run out of Spoon. He's going to get ahead of Doug through the back straight here. And he's got that pass made for second before they even hit 130 yard. I spun exactly as you see. Yep. Well, Tap. Sorry. Sorry that happened to you, friend. So Hair Razor's up in the 2nd place. He's gonna go try to chase Superboy. We have 9 minutes left in the race. And you can just see Tap coming through the final corner to get onto the straight here with everyone else. I think Hobbsy might have just had a spin or something. He's looking a little bit slow. Oh, the same you use, Bumper. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah. So, couldn't see around Hair Razor. That's actually why I use Hood Cam. Well, it's one of the reasons. Is there Hood Cam? There's not Hood Cam for replays. I didn't realize that. But I use the Hood Cam because it's slightly elevated. In fact, in some cars, it's on the roof. So it's way easier to see around your opponents, and I like it because you can actually see like the nose and the fenders of the car as well, so you really know where to place them. Because the hitbox isn't that accurate on Bumper Cam. I used to race Bumper Cam in GT5 and 6. That was my favorite. But GT Sport came along and it let us get so close to each other in online racing that I realized Bumper Cam wasn't letting me really see when I was getting too close to an opponent when I was about to touch him, which isn't that big a deal. You eventually get used to it, but I found Hood Cam to just have more advantages there. There's also Kazunori Yamauchi also recognized that Hood Cam is definitely OP. Or slightly OP. That's why they don't have a rearview mirror in Hood Cam, because then it would be super, super OP. And that's the only thing that I miss about it, is not having that rearview mirror. Because look, Bumper Cam, you got it. You can see behind you. You can see when somebody's making a move on you. Easy. But Hood Cam is not. I guess this is the equivalent of Hood Cam. You have that race info on the bottom. Maybe. No, it still looks like this. But as you can see, no rearview mirror. And unfortunately, you have that black bar, so we can't see the fenders of the car either. So this does not illustrate my point. Anyway, Superboy has not fully run away from everyone. Hair Razor is getting closer and closer to him. Followed by Doug. These two have both run away from Type R, who did a good job defending, but ultimately didn't have the pace, which is why everyone had piled up behind him for a long time there. He's pretty good at defending his position and staying there, but ultimately doesn't have the pace against those three. He's got Sean Colby looking to get up to him, and then of course Bar also looking to get somewhere up near the top here. Tap in 7th place is looking like, man, I got 6 minutes left to make something happen. Kind of hard when everyone up front is no longer dealing with traffic. 750 with just bad luck through both races. Started this one in 3rd and had a chance to stay up there if they had pace, but from the very 2nd corner, the 3rd corner, they had spun and they were out of the race. Boy goes wide at 130 yard. Lucky for him, so does Hair Razor. So both of these drivers are going to do okay breaking into the chicane together. But man, nothing worse than that feeling when you're following somebody closely and you're about to make a pass and they make a huge mistake and you go and make the same mistake behind them so you can't take advantage. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks a lot. Uh-oh. Hair Razor's out wide in turn 1 and spins and he's not able to get back on track. Yeah, you can't play on that stuff. This stuff right here, you can't drive on it. It's not possible. And Hair Razor learns that lesson the hard way. So, when you end up out wide like this at Suzuka, either here or at Spoon, this stuff right here is not your friend. Don't do it. You cannot ride this. As you probably heard, as soon as he got on the gas, the rear tires went out from under him. They spun. This is AstroTurf, and it's the most slippery stuff on the face of the planet somehow. What you want to do, if you end up going wide in turn 1 or in Spoon, look at Spoon almost like it's just a turn 1 in the opposite direction. Spoon is a double left-hander. Turn 1 is a double right-hander. So let's say you go wide here. Your best bet is to go as perpendicular as you can to the track to get back on it. That way, you lessen the chances that you'll have all 4 wheels on this slippery stuff at the same time. If you have all 4 on this slippery stuff at the same time, you're probably going to get taken out. So you want to come in at as perpendicular an angle as possible and just get back on the asphalt as quickly as possible. Doug did not do that. Hair Razor didn't do that. Hair Razor tried to ride it out and try to get back on track. And we'll watch it one more time as you see how much of a mistake that was. And then we'll move on. So he's wide here. Doesn't go all the way out. He's on the green stuff. And he got on the gas and he spun it. So he was trying to save it because he didn't go so wide. He didn't even go out all the way on the asphalt. So he's like, oh, cool, I'm just going to stay on the green stuff. No, go to the asphalt. It is worth it. I promise you're not wasting your time. That's the only way to get out of it, is go all the way into the asphalt and come back out perpendicular to the track. Now, Tap sees an opportunity here for 6th place, and he's pressuring Hair Razor, pressuring the hell out of him, actually, and he should have more grip. Yep, he's able to get a nice undercut through that final S. And is he going to get ahead of him before the first Egner? Yes. Cuts him off right there, shuts the door, takes the apex, and that's the pass done. Tap is now up in the 6th place. Bar still in 5th behind Tron Colby. He's a little bit closer, and Tron is a little bit closer to 7th, or to Type R rather. Type R still holding on to 3rd place. He's still got a podium position here. And if he can defend for the next 3.5 minutes, then he might even get to keep it. Superboy, meanwhile, nothing much to worry about from Doug as long as he keeps it nice and neat. So it's Type R who's got something to lose here. Now, if he's lucky, Bar will catch Colby before Colby catches him, and maybe he'll start to fight him, but I don't think that that's going to be the case. You see that gap to Bar is a bit bigger than the gap from Colby to Type R. Have a good night, Takal. Thanks for stopping by. And, well, Type R is wide in 130R. Does he keep his position? He does keep his position ahead of Tron. And Tron loses the back end and spins it in the chicane. And that's the end of that opportunity for him there. He just took a lot of that apex. I see. Yes. Very, very easy to do. An unfortunate thing, but especially when you're following behind somebody into the chicane. He almost messed up 130R himself there in a way that I've never seen anyone mess it up, quite frankly. But yeah, loses several positions. That's Bar, Tap, and Hair Razor through on Tron Colby. So now he's down to the 7th place. with not much time left. Doug, nice and cozy in second. Not really catching Hair Raiser. Not really in danger of getting caught himself, as everyone who could potentially challenge him is stuck behind Type R here. I think we should start calling him the cockroach of the series. I just feel like Type R is one of those drivers who's like, oh, I'm up front, I'm about to survive the shit out of this. Here he is, leading a pack, third place. Ooh, is that Tap on Bar? That was Tap on Bar. Let's go back and see how that happened. I think the same way he got Hair Raiser. That wasn't really nice. There we go. We'll start from here. We're about halfway through the S's. You see Tap sets that up right there. He just does not go out as wide to start that turn. Goes on the inside of Bar. Ricochets off him a little bit there, but I think that still counts as a clean pass. Didn't really push Bar too far off his lines. But maybe use him to keep his line a little bit easier as he dove in early for that corner. But he's got the position. Tron, is that? Yes, that is Tron. Just spun. And Degner, what happens here? He goes to the first one. Gets through it okay. Second one. Just loses the back end. Not gonna try to explain that one because we have Tap cutting his way through the field after he had fallen down in 7th place. He's also got the heaviest car in the field, but he's made his way back up from, wait, did he fall to 7th or 8th? Anyway, made his way back up to 4th place and is now looking to challenge for 3rd. So Tap looking to get back in the podium contention. He looks for a cutback here. Or it kind of looked like he was, but I don't think he did. Hair Raiser out wide in Spoon. So Hair Raiser now out of this fight. But Tap is looking to make something happen against Type R here so we can at least get a podium. We got 1 more minute left in the race, and Tap goes out so wide at 130R. He ends up in the kitty litter, and that definitely slowed him down enough to let Bar come through. So Tap no longer fighting for 3rd place. Now he's fighting for 4th. He ends up in 5th. Let's watch it back. Just doesn't turn in on time. Maybe didn't even slow down enough, but he goes super far wide there. And Tap able to bully his way through as he gets back on track. Sorry, Bar able to bully his way through. So Tap goes from fighting for 3rd to back down in 5th place. They're going to go through 1 more lap. So he's got 1 more lap to make something happen against Bar. He dives on the inside of Bar into turn 1. Bar looks for a cutback. Looks like he might get it. Tap went out a little bit wide, but he's able to keep his momentum on the outside. Actually doesn't slide out. I thought he was going to slide out. And he is still ahead of Bar for the S's. So a nice pass by Tap there. We can go back and watch it again. Gets inside a Bar here. Brakes hard. Almost loses it right here. But he knows he's got a lot of track to use. And he keeps his momentum out on the outside. I think Bar was maybe also a little shy, if you ask me, because I would have given Tap a little bit of help. Ending up on the outside there. I'm telling you, you never want to find yourself to my outside in turn 1, because I'm going to give you a nudge if you're challenging me there. Bar is too nice. Bar is nicer than me, and Tap makes up to 4th place. But can he catch Type R and get 3rd like he was looking to do a lap ago? The view again. Yeah, figured. It's hard when you can't see around the person at 130R, because like you're like, when do I turn in? When do I turn in? And you try to time it for when they turn in, but like 130R is so particular that it's too late. Like, if you decide to turn in when you see your opponent turn in, because by the time you react, it's too late. You've turned in too late. Here's Hellraiser looking to try to get something on Bar. Bar not in a place to take this position back from Tap, and I don't think Tap's going to be able to do anything against Type R either. Here's Type R into the final chicane. Bar is sneaking, Tap is sneaking closer, but it's not going to be enough. Maybe if there was one more lap, maybe if they were even going to turn one here, as Tap is clearly in the slipstream. He doesn't get it, so Type R, wait a minute. Did Type R have a penalty? Oh my god! Type R does pick up a penalty. I couldn't see that. In replays, it doesn't show you the penalty from the other driver's perspective. But Type R, I think, cut the chicane too much. Yep, cuts the first part. Oh man, he braked so hard for it. I think he just braked way too hard. Turned in way earlier than he meant to. And that gives Tap third place at the line. Hellraiser over Bar at the line as well. What happened there? Does Bar pick up a penalty? No, he doesn't pick up a penalty. He just messes up the chicane. Big mistake in the chicane at the last minute by Bar. Yep, he goes wide out. And that lets Hellraiser go by him right here for 5th place. So 2 passes for position at the last minute. Wow. Wow. So top 6 was full of drama, very dramatic. So Tap definitely with the story of the race to get back up into 3rd place after what happened to you at the start. Supra, of course, won it, followed by Doug. But everything that was happening through here, 3rd through 6th, nothing but drama. We're still waiting on Hobbsies, the last one. Everyone else has taken the checker flag. 750 and 9th, Happy in 10th. And here comes Hobbsy now around the last corner to cross the line in 8th place. Woo! What a start and what a finish. That race was absolutely crazy. But thank you all for watching. I have to go. I have 23 minutes to open registration for my event and make sure everything is good. I think everything is good, but I just want to double check. I appreciate y'all watching. I hate that I have to run so soon. I'd love to fuck with y'all further. But I appreciate you. Thanks again for putting on a great race. It was good to watch. Have a good night.